All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're taking a deep dive into something that'll really get you thinking.
Yeah.
The black man as like the embodiment of the unified field theory.
Whoa.
We're going deep, folks. We've got ancient spiritual texts.
Right.
We've got scientific papers on melanin.
Interesting.
And we've got some pretty radical perspectives on language and its power, all on the table today.
I'm excited.
What if, and this is a big what if the key to this huge mystery in science, this unified field theory, what if it isn't in a lab somewhere, but in the essence of blackness itself?
That is the question.
Are we as a society missing something huge here?
Possibly, and it all comes down to, I think, these biases that we have.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're going to touch on those biases later on for sure. But first, I just want to lay out what we're dealing with here.
Okay.
Some of these sources are saying that the black man might not just be a part of the universe,
Right.
but like the living embodiment of the laws that govern it.
It's a pretty powerful statement.
So we're not talking metaphor here.
No.
This is a real deep connection to the fabric of reality.
One of the sources, Inside Black God, it describes the black man as this, like, living pyramid.
Well, hold on.
Composed of, like, all the same elements that make up the entire cosmos.
Okay, that's some powerful imagery.
And it kind of puts it in a way that makes sense.
So explain this to me.
They're suggesting that the black man is a microcosm,
Okay.
a smaller reflection of the whole universe, you know?
Okay.
And we see this idea repeated in other sources too, like the black man and the unified field theory.
So it's not just this one, like, crazy idea.
No.
This is a recurring theme.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but how do they connect this idea to the unified field theory?
Right. Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
They introduce this idea of the cipher,
The cipher. Okay.
which is described as like this 0 point outside of the normal flow of existence. Like
the
the
origin point. Yeah.
Yeah, the beginning of everything, all creation.
The Big Bang, but maybe not.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I like it. But how does that relate to the black man?
Well, several sources, they connect the black man to the cipher, implying that he embodies that starting point, the very foundation of the unified field.
So they're saying the black man is like a walking, talking example of the universe's building blocks.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
It is.
But let's get a little more specific here.
Sure.
What kind of evidence do they have to support this?
Well, that's where melanin comes in.
Oh, melanin.
So there's this study from USC, The Powers of Melanin,
Okay.
and it explores all these unique properties of melanin, the pigment.
Okay.
And it turns out melanin is really good at converting light into heat, which is similar to how black holes work.
Wait.
Yeah.
You're saying that the same stuff that gives us our skin color could be the key to understanding black holes.
It's a very intriguing connection, right?
That is amazing.
And the researchers, they describe melanin's structure as this intricate crystalline lattice.
Oh, wow.
Which could be why it can handle energy so well.
Okay.
And, Inside Black God refers to melanin as like a superconductor.
Okay.
And an antenna.
Hold on. An antenna.
Yeah.
Like it's picking up signals from space.
That's what they're suggesting.
Okay, so how does this tie back into the unified field theory?
Right. Well, the unified field theory, it's all about unifying the forces of the universe.
Okay.
Right? Like electromagnetism and all that.
Got it.
And if melanin can act as a superconductor and an antenna, it could be interacting with these forces in ways we don't fully understand yet.
Okay, so we've got the black man as a microcosm of the universe.
Yeah.
Maybe connected to this cipher at the beginning of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And melanin acting like a bridge to the unified field.
That's right.
My head is spinning.
It's a lot to take in, I know.
And we're not even done yet.
Not even close.
We'll be right back after a quick break to explore this even further.
I can't wait.
Stay with us.
This is going to be good. So, welcome back to the deep dive. Last time, we were talking about melanin and how it might be acting like an antenna to the unified field.
Yeah, that was wild.
But these sources, they also talk about the black man as a record keeper.
Oh, yeah, the record keeper. What's that all about? Like a walking library of history or something?
It's even deeper than that.
Okay.
Some sources, like the black man and the unified field theory, say that black DNA, it actually holds a record of every magnetic moment in human history.
Whoa, hold on.
It's like the entire story of humanity.
Every single moment.
Yeah.
I thought DNA was just Like our physical traits.
Right, that's the usual idea.
Yeah.
But inside Black God, this source takes it way further. They describe scars as capacitors that store information within an electric field.
Wait, like physical scars on the body?
Yeah, but also scars of a different kind. They talk about the scars of ritual, of slavery, of like the systemic oppression that Black people have gone through.
That's heavy.
They say these scars, they hold this unique energetic significance.
Interesting.
A record of suffering and resilience.
Okay.
It's imprinted not just on the body, but on reality itself.
So these scars are like living archives, each telling a story.
That's one way to look at it.
And how does this tie into that language field we talked about before?
Right. That's where it gets really interesting. Remember how we talked about the language field being this underlying energy grid?
Yeah, shaping how we see the world.
Right. And those distortions in the field, like racist language, they impact our perception.
Exactly.
So these sources are saying that the scars carried by the Black man, those records of pain and resistance, they're also imprinted on this language field.
So it's like layers of distortion building on each other.
Exactly.
Racist language, the trauma and the scars, and then science ignoring things like consciousness.
It's a web, a complex web of factors.
Obscuring the truth.
Right, and it can feel a little overwhelming, I know.
Yeah, like some massive conspiracy almost.
But these sources, they're just encouraging us to look at things from different angles.
Yeah.
Challenge our assumptions, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
And this idea of like a collective forgetting, a cultural amnesia, that's not a new idea.
No, you see that in a lot of different traditions.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's say we buy into this idea, this distorted language field, the collective forgetting. How do we fix it? Seems like a huge task.
It is a huge task, but these sources, they offer some solutions.
Okay, let's say.
And a lot of it comes down to understanding language itself.
But what does that even mean, the true nature of language?
That's a question they leave open for us.
Okay.
But they suggest that language, it's more than just talking to each other.
More than words.
Yeah.
Like, it has power to shape reality.
Yeah.
Like magic almost.
That's a radical concept, right? But they point out that many ancient cultures, especially in Africa, they saw language as sacred.
Secure. Okay.
Like a way to connect with something bigger, to create, to heal even.
That's so different from how we see language today.
It makes you wonder if we've lost touch with that deeper power.
For sure. And you mentioned remembering before.
Yes, remembering.
Like remembering our connection to the unified field.
That, but also remembering lost knowledge, the wisdom that's been hidden, suppressed.
Hidden. Okay.
And the Black man, lingam, language, and lost knowledge, this source specifically talks about the Black American in this process of remembering.
Why the Black American specifically?
They argue that the Black American holds both the original connection to the source and the memory of the deviations, the pain, the struggle.
Like the alpha and omega, the beginning and the reality of the journey.
Exactly. And through that duality, through their lived experience, they have this unique potential for healing and reintegration.
Not just for themselves, but for everyone.
Right, for all of humanity. So it's a huge responsibility.
A huge responsibility, but also a huge opportunity.
That's right. These sources are clear. The Black man is not a victim, but a catalyst, a point of transformation.
So, to recap, we've got this idea of the Black man as the embodiment of the unified field, holding the key to science and spiritual awakening.
Yes.
But this knowledge has been distorted, suppressed.
Leading to this collective amnesia.
About the Black man's true significance.
Right.
And the way to fix this is through remembering, tapping into the power of language, acknowledging consciousness.
Got it.
This is heavy stuff.
It is, but it's not just abstract philosophy.
Okay.
These sources, they give specific examples connecting these ideas to real things.
Like what?
Like the structure of DNA.
DNA, okay.
Ancient myths, languages.
All right, give me an example. I got to hear this.
Okay, so there's this source called the 5.3 ratio in the DNA double helix.
Okay, I'm with you.
And it dives deep into the structure of DNA.
Okay.
Highlighting the 5.3 ratio as this fundamental part of its design.
Right.
And they connect this ratio to the 26 letters of the alphabet.
Whoa, hold on. DNA, pentagrams, and the alphabet. How are those connected?
It's all about patterns, see? The 5.3 ratio in DNA, it shows up in how the letters are arranged on a pentagram.
That's wild.
And they say this pattern hints at a deeper link between language and the physical world.
Like a secret code embedded in reality.
Exactly. And get this. They say the double helix structure of DNA itself,
Mm-hmm.
It can be seen as a geometric representation of the unified field.
A tiny blueprint of the universe.
Precisely. And the twist and structure of the helix, they connect that to how we perceive reality.
So the way we experience the world is reflected in our DNA.
Yes.
Which could be a microcosm of the unified field.
That's the idea.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
And then you bring melanin back into it.
Okay, melanin?
They say melanin, with its crystal structure and ability to conduct energy, it could be the key to understanding how information is encoded and transmitted within DNA.
So melanin is like the hard drive for cosmic knowledge.
That's a great way to put it.
And what about those ancient myths and languages you mentioned?
Right. So the sources say that ancient cultures, especially in Africa, they put their knowledge of the universe into their myths, symbols, and languages.
Like a secret code waiting to be cracked.
Exactly. And they give some really cool examples. One source, sacred symbols of the Dogon.
Dogon.
Yeah. It looks at the Dogon tribe in Mali and their cosmology, and there are some crazy parallels between their symbols and modern science.
Like what?
So the Dogon, they have this creation myth involving a vibrating string.
Okay.
They believe it's the source of all matter.
That sounds a lot like string theory.
It does, doesn't it? And they also have this idea of a complex string intersection that binds matter together.
Like how quarks work.
You got it. And what's even crazier, the symbols they use for these concepts, they look a lot like the shapes of quarks that modern physics describes.
It's like they had a visual representation of subatomic particles centuries ago.
It really is. And they connect these Dogon symbols to Egyptian hieroglyphs.
So there's this ancient lineage of knowledge stretching back thousands of years.
A hidden history waiting to be uncovered.
That's incredible.
And these sources believe that by rediscovering this lost knowledge, cracking the code of these symbols, and understanding language, we might finally understand the unified field theory.
It's a lot to take in, but I'm hooked. We're just scratching the surface here, right?
Oh, yeah, we are. That's what makes this topic so fascinating. These sources, they make us question everything, expand our view of reality.
It's a real deep dive.
It is. And I think it's time we explore what might happen if we just keep ignoring all of this. What are the consequences of not acknowledging the connection between the black man and the unified field?
That's a scary thought. What happens if we choose to stay in the dark? Let's find out. Okay, so we've been on this wild ride exploring this idea of the black man as the embodiment of the unified field theory.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's been incredible thinking about melanin as an antenna to the cosmos and black DNA holding this record of, like, human evolution.
It really makes you think.
But there's this one thing that keeps coming up.
What's that?
This idea that we're forgetting, like a collective amnesia about the black man's true significance.
Yeah, that's a powerful concept.
So what happens if we keep ignoring this connection?
Well, that's a question that a lot of these sources try to answer.
Okay.
And the potential consequences, they're pretty serious.
Like what?
The black man, lingam, language, and lost knowledge. That source. It suggests that if we don't recognize and integrate this lost knowledge, we're not just missing out on scientific breakthroughs, we're missing out on a huge part of our spiritual evolution.
So it's not just about missing pieces of a puzzle, it's about humanity's potential.
Exactly. The sources say that the black man isn't just information, he's a point of transformation.
Yeah.
A catalyst for consciousness itself to evolve.
So ignoring this connection would be like, I don't know, turning our backs on a key step in our development.
It's a scary thought, right?
It is. And the black man, creator and culmination of the universe, that source, it goes even further.
Wow.
It suggests that the way we've mistreated and distorted symbols associated with the black man, it could actually have consequences for future generations.
Future generations, wow.
Yeah, like are we talking about our kids or something even beyond that?
It's a concept that's hard to wrap our heads around, but it seems like these sources are saying that humanity isn't the end of the line.
Like there could be other forms of intelligent life out there.
Exactly, representing new expressions of the divine.
So these future beings, if they see a world where the black man's significance has been twisted and hidden,
they might judge humanity based on that incomplete picture.
Yeah, like we're stuck in this cycle of separation and denial.
Unable to evolve past our limitations.
That's a heavy thought, a really heavy thought. Yeah. It makes you think about the responsibility we have, not just for ourselves, but for, like, the future of consciousness.
It's a lot to carry.
It is. And message to the black man in America, that source, it speaks directly to this, right?
Yeah, it emphasizes self-determination, the need for Black people to reclaim their heritage and build a future free from oppression.
It's a powerful message.
Yeah.
But how does that fit into this idea of the Black man as this catalyst for the whole of humanity?
Well, these sources seem to be saying that real transformation starts with self-realization,
Okay.
with reclaiming your own power and identity.
Yeah.
And they suggest that the Black man's journey, his healing and liberation, it can be a model for everyone, a way to break free from oppression and reach our full potential.
So it's like the Black man's struggle is a reflection of humanity's struggle to overcome ignorance.
That's a great way to put it. And while there are warnings about what could happen if we ignore this connection, there's also hope.
Okay, some light at the end of the tunnel?
Right. These sources offer solutions, ways to fix the distortion and bring back this lost knowledge.
All right, so what are they? How do we start to mend things?
One key, they say, is language.
Language. Okay.
Remember how we talked about language being more than just communication?
Yeah, it can actually shape reality.
Right. By using language consciously, by taking back the power of words and symbols, we can start to undo the damage.
Undo the distortions in the language field.
Exactly. And they point to the Dogon language, Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Mm-hmm.
As proof that ancient cultures understood this, they put their knowledge of the universe into their language.
So it's about respect in language.
Yeah.
The intention behind our words, the stories we tell.
Absolutely. And that leads to another solution. Remembering.
We've talked about remembering our connection to the unified field.
Yeah, but it's deeper than that.
Okay.
What else is there? It's about remembering the lost knowledge, the wisdom that's been buried, hidden away.
Mm-hmm.
And these sources say that the Black man, as the embodiment of the unified field, as the record keeper,
Yeah.
he holds the key to unlocking all that forgotten wisdom.
He's like a walking encyclopedia of the universe.
A beautiful image, right. And they emphasize that this remembering can happen on different levels.
Okay, level.
Individually, it's about looking inside yourself, connecting with your intuition, your ancestors.
Like a personal journey.
Exactly. And collectively, it's about supporting Black communities, listening to their voices, learning from their experiences.
It's about taking action, taking responsibility for the healing that needs to happen.
You got it. It's about dismantling the systems that have held Black people back and realizing that their liberation is tied to everyone's liberation.
Wow. So we're all connected. The well-being of one affects the well-being of all.
That's right. The Black man, creator and culmination of the universe, that source, it has this beautiful way of describing this connection.
Okay, tell me.
It describes the Black man as a point of perception, a lens through which the universe sees and understands itself.
So by understanding the Black man, by seeing the world through his eyes, we get a new perspective.
A glimpse into the unified field.
It's like human evolution and cosmic evolution are totally intertwined.
That's the message here, and it makes this so much more than just an intellectual thing.
Yeah, it goes beyond that.
It's about seeing that we're all part of this massive cosmic dance, and the Black man, he has a crucial role to play.
This whole deep dive has been incredible. It's challenged me, opened my eyes, and left me feeling both amazed and responsible.
It's been an honor exploring this with you. And to everyone listening, keep searching for truth, embrace diversity, keep your minds open to the possibilities all around us.
That's a great note to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep searching, keep learning, and keep exploring the mysteries of the universe.